In track, everything comes full circle, though it may take time. Margaret Brennan reports on an extraordinary finish today at the White House.
It was a stand that shocked the world. American sprinters Tommie Smith and John Carlos raising their black-gloved fists in protest at the 1968 Olympics in Mexico City. Smith said the moment was overwhelming.
When you were raising your fist, what was going through your mind?
Get me off of this stand. The national anthem is exactly 1 minute and 30 seconds long, but it seemed like an hour.
That protest against racial inequality got them ejected from the Games and banished from the Olympic community for decades.
Yes, we were hated, we were vilified, but I do think because we were hated and vilified, that showed you that there was something that needed changing.
Welcome to the White House.
Today, nearly 50 years later, the Olympic medalists were welcomed back into the fold by President Obama.
We're honored to have here the legendary Tommie Smith and John Carlos here today. Their powerful silent protest in the 1968 Games was controversial, but it woke folks up and created greater opportunity for those that followed.
Oh, I felt great. I sat up there and just ate it all up.
Now a new generation of athletes has picked up the baton from Smith, led by NFL quarterback Colin Kaepernick, who kneels during the national anthem to protest police violence against African Americans. Smith supports activist athletes and said their peaceful actions take courage.
When you do something and you really believe in it, you really don't think about the cost. You just do it.
And these silent gestures are meant to speak volumes. Margaret Brennan, CBS News, Washington.
Okay, hello everyone, hello to Puan Chan and everybody else. My name is Sarah Michael and I'm from 4Browser. Today I'm going to be talking about the Black Power salute that was protested in the 1968 Olympics in Mexico City that you saw a little bit about in the clip before this. Okay, so a while back before 1968, the black community in the United States faced tremendous injustices and unfair treatment just because of their race. And in 1964, the Civil Rights Act movement ended legal segregation. However, the black community still face institutionalized racism and police brutality. Their lives didn't actually improve. Due to their great frustration, a lot of riots broke out in the urban cities of the US, like Washington, D.C., while black people still lived in lower socioeconomic conditions. Someone needed to force further change. In 1960s, the Black Power movement and Black student movement encouraged black athletes to stand up for their rights and speak out against the racism that they had to endure off the field. So with the 1968 Olympics coming up, black athletes saw this as an opportunity to do something about what they were facing and wanted to boycott the Olympics. This meant that black athletes who were going to represent the United States weren't going to compete in the Olympics. So athletes like Tommie Smith and John Carlos that you heard a little bit about in the clip before this, they weren't going to go. However, the boycott was unsuccessful when majority of black athletes weren't going to participate in boycotting the Olympics. Even though they still went for the Olympics, the athletes did plan to protest in their own way if the opportunity arose, and it did. On October 16, the men's final 200-meter race, Tommie Smith and John Carlos won gold and bronze respectively, and they saw it as an opportunity to protest. As they approached the medal stand to receive their awards, they were shoeless, wearing only black socks, which represented poverty that the black communities faced back in the US. And even when their national anthem was being played, both of them raised up their fists that were wearing black gloves to represent black unity and black power. This protest was successful. It did have a significant impact, and it is still honored and carried on by athletes till this day. That's all from me. Thank you very much.